Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday the 28th of April 2021. In today's video we're going to bring you this story from News at 10, which is about Romeo being bigged up by Gary Rowett. He loves him. And it says Millwall defender could have future role again as centre back after impressing boss against Watford. Gary Rowett hasn't ruled out playing Marlon Romeo in the centre of defence again after his performance there against Watford. With three right-sided centre-backs out, Romeo played in the position for the first time in his Millwall career, and he was part of a solid defence that limited the now Premier League-bound Hornets, who won through Ismaili Sarr's 11th-minute penalty. Rowett encourages the right and left-sided centre-backs in a back three to get forward, with Sean Hutchinson and Jake Cooper the first choices in those positions. But midfielders Ryan Leonard and George Evans have also impressed there, and Romeo could be another option next season. I think Marlon is a flexible player, Rowett said. We've spoken about it since we started playing five at the back. We want players to be comfortable stepping forward and opening spaces up in front of them and joining in with attacks. You've seen Hutchie do it, Coops do it, Lenny and George Evans as well. It's not vastly different to playing a full-back in a back four. I thought he managed it well. So it showed some good experience, some good exposure defensively. It was excellent. I was really pleased with him. Yeah, well, he was alright. I mean, he was alright. I'd rather have Hutchinson there, to be honest with you. Probably the only thing he's got, he can do it in a three and not a back three and not a back two, because he's not good enough defender, but he's very fast. He's got pace. So, but if they were actively trying to go down his side, which I don't think they were on in the Watford game, if Watford were going down his side and targeting him, it would have been a different story. Yeah, I think they were more going down the right side and through the middle. But if they were targeting him, it would have been a very different game. So I don't think it's a choice that anyone would like to see. Marlon Romeo the centre back. I'd probably prefer to play him at a right wing, to be honest with you, than centre back. Even though he can't really cross the ball, but he's quite fast. He's got good. He's good with the ball at his feet. And I think, to be honest with you, in terms of going forward, I think he would be a better option than Tyler Burry. Which is, so you see the similar, the way Tyler Burry plays. You put Marlon Romeo in that spot, I think he'd be a lot better than Tyler. But he's playing at centre back because Gary Rowett thinks he's done alright there. So moving on, so I brought you in Monday's video a loan watch, and I'm going to bring you another one today because there were midweek National League games on yesterday, on Tuesday, and Millwall players played on loan for their clubs, and we're going to tell you how they got on. And it's probably going to be a constant thing until the end of May because the National League season ends at the end of May while ours ends next week. So there you go. Just get used to it or just skip the videos. Isaac Loffey had the bragging rights over Millwall under-23 teammate Sam Skeffington as Sutton United climbed back up to second in the National League table on Tuesday night. Omar Bugil scored the only goal in the 70th minute as Sutton defeated Barnet, the latter's first loss in 4 games under Simon Bassi, and since midfielder Skeffington joined. Sutton's Alofi was involved in a worrying moment in the first half when he collided with goalkeeper Ayman Aziz. Aziz went off in the 8th minute of added time to be replaced by 17-year-old James Gallen. Sutton are 2 points ahead of Hartlepool and a point behind Torquay, with a game in hand on both. Bromley's 4-game winning run came to an end as they dropped out of the playoffs to 8th following their 2-1 defeat at home to Chesterfield, who replaced them in 6th. Alex Mitchell made his third appearance for Bromley as Jack Clark put the Spireites ahead. Jude Arthurs levelled for the hosts in the 67th minute, but George Carlin won it for the visitors with 14 minutes left. Sutton host Aldershot, who are 11th on Saturday, and Barnet are at home to 14th place Dagenham and Redbridge. Bromley will have to wait for the chance to get back in the top 7 as their fixture with Dover is cancelled. So you can see there, even here, that they're telling you about the future games for the Millwall loan players, as the Millwall news will start to dry up come in the close season. Although we do have transfer speculation, and it's already started. I told you yesterday about Charlie Wyke, and I'm going to bring you another one today we've been linked with today. Jamie Paterson. This is from footballinsider247.com. It's kind of one of these rumour mill churns, clickbait farms. They just put out stories, get them pumped out just to get the clicks on their website so they can get the advertising revenue and the views. And here we go again. Forest, Birmingham, Stoke and Millwall race to sign Paterson. Nottingham Forest are in the hunt to sign Bristol City winger Jamie Paterson. The 29-year-old is set to quit Ashton Gate when his contract expires at the end of the season. A recruitment source has told Football Insider several Championship rivals are keen on snapping up the versatile forward on a free. It's understood Paterson's former side Nottingham Forest are among those looking to strike a deal. He joined Forest from Walsall in 2013 and went to make 69 first-team appearances. However, after spending the 15-16 season on loan at Huddersfield, the winger joined Bristol City in 2016. Other than a half-season loan spell at Derby during the 2019-20 campaign, Paterson has been a mainstay for the Robins. He has made a total of 156 appearances during his time at the club, including 22 across all competitions this term. Former boss Dean Oldham played Paterson primarily in an attacking midfield role before being sacked in February. However, groin injury means he has not featured at all for new manager Nigel Pearson. The Robins boss confirmed earlier this month the former Forest man was set to undergo surgery and will not play again this season. Despite his injury woes, several second-tier rivals are circling Ashton Gate, eyeing up a free transfer. Unsurprisingly, most of his suitors are among the lowest scorers in the league. Only Derby County have scored less than Birmingham this season, while Forest have netted just one more than the Blues. Peterson has scored 39 goals and contributed 35 assists in 243 Championship appearances. That's not exactly setting the world alight, is it? That's bog standard. That's just a bog standard Championship player. So are we really going to sign him? Now the only thing that gives it credit is you can see here he was at Derby, and we know about Gary Rowett. He loves playing signing players who have a connection to Derby and Walsall. He was at Walsall as well, so he's got the Midlands connection. And he was at Forest, so he's at Forest, Derby and Walsall, so he's got the East Midlands connection there, which we only seem to sign players connected to that. But he's also injured. He's a injury croc. Let's have a look here. As you can see, this is from WhoScored.com. This is his profile. So he's got 6.65 rating for the season. He's 15 starts, 5 subs appearances in the league, 1 League Cup, 1 FA Cup appearance. He's had 1,358 minutes on the pitch out of about, I think it's like 3,600 so far. He scored 3 goals, 2 assists, 3 yellows, 1 shot per game he averages, with a pass success percentage of 73%. And he's got 2 man of the match awards. He's not very good in the air because he only wins 0.3 aerials per game. And he's quite short. He's, according to this, you can never tell what he's 175 centimeters, which is smaller than me. I think it's about 5'8", 5'7". So likes to dribble, plays the ball on the ground often, likes to play long balls. And here you can see his latest games this season. So there's a gap between November and February, presumably because he was injured. And then he played in February, and he came off in the 9th minute, no, he only played 9 minutes. He may have been a sub. In February, and he hasn't played since, and we're in April now. And what you can see is here a story from I think it's Football League World. Yeah, Football League World. Another kind of clickbaity site. It says Bristol City midfielder Jamie Paterson has confirmed that he will miss the remainder of the season through injury. The midfielder admits it has been a difficult season on a personal level in what has also been a tricky campaign for the Robins. Paterson was a key player for City in the first half of the campaign, scoring 3 goals and chipping in with 2 assists before picking up an injury in November. After returning for 6 games in February, he picked up another injury in a 3-1 win over Middlesbrough, with Nigel Pearson watching on from the stands that day. Paterson is yet to feature under Pearson since he took the reins at Ashton Gate in February, and that is now likely to be the case until next season. And he broke the news on Instagram. I don't really care about that. The verdict: it's been a tough season for City, and that has been the case with Paterson too. He was a key player under Dean Olden in the first few months of the season and was thriving in a free midfield role, but injuries caught up with him and hampered his progress, and he's only managed to play 20 times in the Championship this term. It's a tough one for him, but all he has to do now is focus on getting back fit and hitting the ground running in pre-season as he looks to make an impression under Pearson. So I don't think this website knows that his season's up at the end of the season. But yet again, so he hasn't been re-signed by Bristol City yet. So you know about Millwall players. A lot of them are already re-signed. The ones we want to keep have re-signed, and there's been crickets on the others. So you assume that they're the ones that the club doesn't want to re-sign. So Bristol City haven't re-signed Jamie Paterson, so that would suggest they don't rate him, doesn't it? So he's being linked with Millwall, which is we don't need another injury-prone player. We don't. I mean, Gary Rowett has been moaning about injuries all season. He moans about the injuries because he won't play any of the fringe players or the youth players. He just puts them on a subs bench. He never brings them on. He would rather play like Brian Lender's centre back, Marlon Romeo's centre back, than play actual centre back like Hayden Muller. You know, he would rather play players out of position than play someone who plays that position but is of arguably lesser quality, or someone he doesn't fancy. And all season long also he's been moaning about injuries, how many injuries he's had, how bad it's been, and blaming it for the poor results. Well, look at this here. This player is injury prone this season. He's 29 years old. He's not going to get any younger. Do we really want to sign a player like that? I don't think so. I hope we don't sign him. I hope it's just clickbait stuff, but you never know. Thought that I would just share this with you. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.